Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Mindset to Mike, episode 18. Firing right back at you. Jim on this side of the microphone.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Mindset to Mike.
How's everybody doing? Like, what if we just asked that and waited?
And just give them a little moment to reflect on themselves. Yeah,
Man.
You know what? Take that time right now to think about your day. What's going on today?
How you feeling?
How you feeling? You productive? You being a piece of shit? You mad? You sad? You angry? What's going on?
How you treating people? How'd you treat your loved ones on your way out the door this morning? A smooch? Or did you just roll out? Did you forget to say I love you? Because you were busy, you were running behind?
Because you didn't get up early enough? You chuck them the deuces from the driveway?
And then expect them to want to kiss you on the mouth when you get home. You piece of work. Just kidding. You're beautiful. But hopefully you took a second right there and thought about your little morning or how today's going. Hopefully today is going fantastic. I know it's going great for me. I'm feeling good. I'm fired up off this 8-month-old ginseng today, boy.
I'm on that coffee and nicotine.
Ooh, what kind of coffee you got? What kind of coffee you drink, man?
This one, I went with the Death Wish coffee this time around.
Oh, that's some hardcore stuff, ain't it?
Yeah.
You mix it with in there? Just straight black?
This is black, yeah. I usually won't. Sometimes I'll put the MCT oil in it, but I usually wait till kind of my fasting window's up before I add any like calories to anything. So I just drink that straight up.
Straight black, that's hardcore, dude. I'm only recently a coffee guy, man. But my coffee's like, gotta have a little bit of sugar in that mug. Gotta have a little bit of creamer. I know it ain't good for you, bro.
Should get on that. Should get some stevia. Then if you sweeten it
we have that. That's what Lucy uses. But I'm still kind of a piece of shit in the coffee game. So I'm not ready. I tried, but the taste. I'm not a fan of the coffee flavor at all. So like I need some, like some cookies and cream or some sugar cookie, all the foo mixers or creamer or whatever. And actually, matter of fact, we were out of regular sugar the one day. She said use stevia. I tried it. I wasn't ready. It tasted so bad. So
really?
You know what I used? Powdered sugar.
Oh man, what the?
I know, like it's just a savage. I snorted a little bit of it, rubbed some on my face.
On your gums, like.
On
it's got they got MCT oils that are infused. Like the one I have is it's like almond milk latte flavor.
Oh, we had some we're out of the MCT oil now, but we had some. I was putting that in there too, but it wasn't the flavored kind. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna write that down with my pen.
There you go, man. Adding fats to coffee is it's good. It slows down the release of caffeine, so that cup of coffee will last you longer when you introduce fats.
Whoa!
That's why have you heard about bulletproof coffee where they put butter and stuff in it?
No.
Yeah, they put butter in there and like medium chain triglycerides, which is the MCT oil and that kind of thing.
Oh, interesting.
So and it's really good supports the keto diet too, because your body will run off the fats opposed to like if the sugar and like carb stuff like that. So it's more efficient for your body if you can get that staked.
Noted, man. I wrote it down. And this segment of Drew Does Your Body Again is still brought to you by nobody. All right, man, let's get into it. I want to talk about something that happened to me this morning. Got up at my little 5:30 a.m. right in there. Got up, was getting my been working on my core. I was getting a little exercise on, and then I went to do my meditation for the day, and I came across this app. Actually, I came across it last week, but I haven't started using it. I'm on a few days into this app called Waking Up by Sam Harris. It's an app, find it in your app store or whatever, download it or don't. I think you should. Heard about it by Tim Ferriss. Apparently, Sam Harris is somebody he knows and used Tim as a beta tester for this. So there's we've talked about a million of the different kind of meditation, mindfulness apps. Oh, dang.
Disrespect our listeners like that, dude.
Can you believe this? People want to call and use me. Anyway, so this, we've talked about a bunch of them, like Headspace, Calm. There's a bunch of meditation apps, but Tim Ferriss recommended this one, so I figured I'd try it out, and I love it, dude. It's like, it's not just straight regular meditation. It mixes in mindfulness. And
it's got some like daily lessons too, right? Or something like that.
Yeah. So you can do the meditations that are every day, but it's also got daily lessons videos that are like, it could be anywhere like 10 minutes long or something, where they talk about different things in the realm of mindfulness and how you feel and that kind of thing. So I did notice though that it's like you only get like so many free meditations and so many free videos, and then they want like $7.99 a month. So
what's the other? You can do $60 a year.
Yeah.
Why
I don't
not?
know. Yeah, if you're gonna do it, might as well do that.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna use up all the free stuff and then see how I feel. I'll report back if I'm gonna end up buying this bad boy or not. But anyway, few days in so far, I love it. And this morning actually said something that has stuck with me. Because meditation, like, it's really hard. I think a lot of people don't meditate because they think it's something that it's not. They think it's like this, like like you got to be a monk to do it. But it's it's really not that. All it is learning to control your mind, and it's interesting how little control you really have over your mind, because you like to think that you have control over it, but until you start meditating and going through the steps and the days, you realize, like, dude, I got no control. So, like, for example, you sit there and they talk you through it, and they say, like, okay, focus on your breathing. So don't breathe any special way, just in and out, but focus on it. Where do you feel the breathing? Focus on wherever you feel it. So for me, like, it was in my stomach on the exhale. I could, my stomach would drop really big, and that's where I felt it the most. So it's focus on that. And as you're doing that, notice any thoughts that are coming into your mind. And all they want you to do when you're meditating is to be able to recognize when thoughts are coming in, and the ability to control that. So in the beginning, like where I'm at with this app, it's just like, notice when a thought is coming in your head. So it was just astounding to me how, like, and it was just like an 8-minute meditation, how often you're like focusing on your stomach or whatever, and then you're like, yeah, I want to make sure when I get to work I do this.
Yeah.
It just like comes to your head and it doesn't stop. Yeah. So once you start like stepping out of yourself a little bit and looking at those thoughts as they come in, it's not overwhelming, but it's like, wow, man, I have zero control over my mind. So it's working at that, and it's getting better. Just like you work at anything else and you get better. Like Drew's going to dunk, and I'm going to handstand all the way out to Arizona to see him dunk.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, meditation is just the practice of managing your thoughts, basically. When you get started, it encourages you to embrace whatever random thoughts that come your way. And it's just, okay, that came through. Now let's process it and,
bring it back,
and then go back, to you're never going to be like, there's never going to be nothingness going on. You always have to be able to think about something or concentrate on something, but it's being able to having the ability to shift that mindset and get rid of the things that aren't productive in your mind, to calm your mind, to be able to bring it back home. And that's where you get the true benefit of the relaxation and mindfulness practice behind meditation.
Yeah, man, I love it. I love it, especially doing it in the morning. It's time to just kind of detach and be calm and have some quiet time to yourself and learn how to control your mind, master your own mind. I love it. So I'd encourage other people. Don't be intimidated by the word meditation. It's not what you think it is. Look into it a little bit. Download an app, maybe. Give it hell.
Yeah.
Drew, I believe, we had talked about an agenda for this episode, and I think you wanted to talk about, would you say you smoke cigarettes now? Is that what it was?
Yeah, man. No, actually, I just wanted to go on. We've talked about in the past, like I use these nicotine toothpicks here,
Oh yeah.
and
What's the brand on those bad boys again?
they're called nicotine picks. That's it.
You love them.
Yeah, they're awesome. So it made me. I mean, I heard benefits, in passing on podcasts and stuff, and I've seen a couple guys using them, and so it made me want to look into it more. So nicotine, I'm not talking about those cancer sticks,
Ugh.
those coffin nails,
Ugh.
those widow makers.
Ugh.
talking about those roll your owns,
Oh, give you yuck mouth, dude.
But you can find nicotine in a more pure, I guess, responsible form than that.
Not mixed with all the carcinogens and all the BS that they put in cigarettes.
Exactly, that's right. So nicotine is a natural liquid alkaloid that's found in plants. Like there's small traces in tomatoes and potatoes and eggplants and stuff, but obviously the biggest plant is tobacco that has it. But nicotine itself is not a carcinogen, and it's less addictive than tobacco is. Although
it just gets a bad rap.
It does, because it's attached to that, But nicotine is addictive, but not nearly as addictive as tobacco. So you can imagine if you ever smoked or do smoke, you kind of know the most of your addiction is coming from the tobacco itself, not the nicotine. But on the flip side, the nicotine I was pretty shocked of looking at all the benefits that it actually offers. And just by personal experiences, I've been, I'll chew on these right before a podcast or, where I'm going to be diving into something where I need some extra like focus and cognitive function. So I started looking into it more, and I came across a pretty good article that kind of spells out a handful of benefits. So I started looking at them, and some of those are, it's a natural nootropic, nicotine, just as which is what's in those smart drugs. So it's like cognitive performance and that kind of thing. So it helps with your wakefulness, your motivation, alertness, and your creativity. It helps fire a lot of the neurotransmitters in the brain. Even connecting and bouncing back between the left and right brain functions and stuff like that. So that's where you get more creative side. Your attention and memory and motor skills improve when you have nicotine in your system. That could be your short-term, long-term, and working memory stuff, and being able to retain things that you're reading and focus more in the moment, which I thought was interesting. And I've the more I read into this, I'm like, damn, this is like exactly how I feel when I'm chewing on one of these toothpicks. And it doesn't last for like forever, but it'll last a good, I don't know, an hour or so.
Is there a flavor on that sumbitch?
Yeah, there's I found them on Amazon. So you can go to Amazon, just search nicotine toothpicks, and it comes in a pack of three different flavors: cinnamon, spearmint, and peppermint. So I mean, you can get each flavor individual if you wanted to. So I thought it was, just looking into more, and like it can help with preventative maintenance for like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and like a bunch of chronic diseases too. It reduces inflammation and pain in the body and the brain, which I thought was like interesting. Damn. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff, dude. I'll post this this little article that I found here on the Facebook or whatever, but so you can kind of look into it for yourself. But and just like the way I feel and the focus I have when I'm on it, like when I'm have nicotine a little bit, it's crazy. It helps repair tissues. It actually is also helpful for weight and insulin control. If you know anyone that's quit smoking or tried to quit smoking, like in that process, they typically gain a lot of weight.
Yeah.
So nicotine, it increases your metabolism and also decreases your hunger, so it suppresses appetite. So when you're off of that, like when people quit smoking cigarettes, and part of it is habit too, probably, they feel like they need to do something, so they just eat more. But there's also the other side of benefits with increased metabolism and stuff. So there's I guess at the end of the day, I'm not encouraging anyone to go smoke a cigarette or anything, but I find pure forms of like of these things that have cognitive benefits to you and can be preventative for, pretty like, I don't know, some of these diseases are pretty crazy, like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Like anything you can do to help support your brain and mobility functions, and if it's just chewing on a toothpick, a couple times a week, then what the hell, man? Go for it,
man.
This kind of piggybacks off the biohacking podcast that we did last on episode 17.
Yeah, you said when you were talking about that, and then after I was listening to an episode of Joe Rogan, and he had on Conor McGregor's coach and also his, like, the guy that does his diet and helps him cut weight, and the guy that helps him cut weight and everything. He was putting a dip in, and Joe Rogan was like, "Are you dipping right now?" And like called him out on it, and he said his answer was, nicotine improves your cognitive abilities by 200%. Yeah. And Joe Rogan was kind of giving him crap just about it being dip, but his point was the nicotine in it, what he was trying to get. So it was funny because I knew it tied in pretty close with what you were talking about, like the biohacking. So that is cool, man. I haven't tried them. I know I want to. And for sure, like it gets a bad rap, like you said, because it's so tied to cigarettes, and cigarettes are so bad for you. But like if you could break that out, get the good part, the benefits, and then you don't gotta look like a douchebag smoking a cigarette or vaping. Can you imagine vaping?
Could you imagine?
Could you just imagine vaping?
Yeah, man. As far as like, this does reference, there's good obviously to everything, and then there's a little bad, but the good, it tallies up to like 20 plus, interesting facts about nicotine that benefit you. And then when you go to the bad portion, there's like 4 things, one of it is it's addictive, quitting it is difficult.
What isn't addictive though, really?
Right. Yeah. Food's addictive too, so, and then, it can increase tumor growth if you do have a tumor, mainly because it increases, it can help create new blood vessels and new blood flow. So it actually, help support feeding that tumor with more, supplying it with more blood or whatever. So on that,
I can't hear the word tumor without thinking about Arnold.
It's not a tumor. So, but ideally, you want to be able to create new blood vessels, So, on the flip side, if you don't have a tumor, then good. That's a good thing.
No tumor.
That's a good thing. And then, what's the other one here? Oh, if you're like under 25, they don't recommend nicotine because it can impair the prefrontal development of the prefrontal cortex, which is like your development part of your brain, I guess, the main part of your brain when you function.
Well, just think about all the people that start smoking cigarettes when they're 12.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like that, and that shit doesn't go away. You're going to develop like behavioral issues going forward and stuff like that. But
put down the cancer sticks.
Yeah. So, I mean, the risk to reward ratio, according to this article and some of the other research that I've done, it's like, give me a nicotine toothpick like a couple times a week, dude, and watch me fucking work.
Watch me work. You look like you could vape.
I thought about vaping once, and then I woke up and punched myself in the face.
Slap the shit out yourself. Good for you, dude. Man, Drew hitting you guys again with this strong biohack. I'm going to be productive. Listen to this dude, man. He knows all about it.
Yeah, if you got a test coming up or something, you're still in college, or you got a big meeting for work, you maybe got to pitch a sale, pop in some gum or get you a toothpick. Don't be hotboxing cigs in the parking lot.
And the Firebird.
And the Firebird. Listening to some Van Halen.
You stinky fucks. Wasn't it crazy when like I would imagine your house is the same way, but when I grew up, they just smoked in the house, like in the car, hotboxing. And then like to think about it now, if somebody walks in the room and they have been smoking, you're like, oh, like it's so strong. Can you imagine how you just went like, we used to get all fresh for the first day of school and go to school and just reek like cigarettes.
No, but everyone at East High or Akron Public Schools did, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. I mean, the school probably had nicotine on the walls and that bad boy. Wild stuff, man. And man, I really want to talk about something that I actually I haven't ordered it yet, but I'm gonna get a T-shirt from this guy about what we're gonna talk about here. We're gonna talk about Phuk Hau, and not like the F word, and not like HOW. It's Phuk Hau. It's an ancient Vietnamese proverb spelled PHUK, fuck, HAU, Hau, right? And this is ancient Vietnamese proverb. It's not really an ancient proverb, but this guy Thach Nguyen, and you know what's funny about his last name is I always get this name wrong with a lot of Vietnamese people have this last name, Nguyen, but it's pronounced Nguyen. Looks like Nugent, but anyway, I guess that's just
not like Ted Nugent.
That's exactly right. Not like him. So Thach, this dude, we've talked about Kevion Sturdivant on here, real estate guy and a really motivational dude, life coach. We've talked about him a bunch. This guy, Thach, is his mentor, life coach, real estate guy, does all this stuff, right? And this dude's like a big deal. I mean, he's got loaded. He's a developer. He's got all kind of money and stuff, but really good follow on Instagram because he's super motivational. But he came up with this Phuk Hau concept. He calls it an ancient Vietnamese proverb. It's really not. But the idea behind it is, when you set goals, people let the how part in the goal planning block them from getting to the goal and create doubts because you set your big lofty goal. And then when you have to break it down and you start saying, man, well, how am I going to do that? Well, that's when doubt creeps in, right? Then you start doubting that you can even accomplish the goal. So that causes people to just stop short and settle for less because the how blocks them. So his thing is, Phuk Hau, just go for it, dude. And I love it. Ever since I heard Kevion talk about it, then I listened to a bunch of this guy, Thach. And actually, I have this article here that I want to read a little excerpt from. I think it's just really, really powerful. So Thach encourages people to forget the how questions and put attention elsewhere. The how isn't your job anyway. Your job is to declare out loud what you want without the need to have all the answers or every detail mapped out for how you'll get there. That's where the fear, worry, and doubt come up. But when you release the need to have it all figured out, you're in a better state of mind to notice ideal resources, great opportunities, and inspired action steps that'll show up with perfect timing when you need them. Usually it works out that way better than I could have ever planned it. So, man, and I think he absolutely nails it. He says, I've experienced amazing results again and again from applying this philosophy. That evidence makes me feel inspired and excited about reaching for big goals and dreams because I know I don't have to have it all figured out in order to accomplish the goal. Just stay focused on where I want to go, who I need to be, and keep stepping in the right direction. The how has a way of working its way out. Dude, I love it.
Yeah, just think about it. Like, the more you worry about how you're going to do things, the more you hinder action. You know what I mean? So if you were to think about things that you have done in the past where you just said, well, fuck it, I'm just going to start doing it, you end up figuring it out one way or the other. And what better way to just go like in the trenches and that's how you learn too. You know what I mean? So if you're worried about the how may never come to you if you're just in the thought process of wanting to do something and you're never going to act on it because you don't know how to do it. But if you start doing shit and then the how will come naturally.
Yep, do it. Just go do it. It's like, imagine if you've never skateboarded before and you're like, man, I have this goal. I want to do a kickflip. So then you're like, okay, well, how do I do a kickflip, right? And so you like look it up and you see how they do it, and you're like, okay, well, how do I even? Well, fuck, how do I even ride a skate? Like, how do I balance on a skateboard? How do I? Right? There's all these hows. How do I even get the skateboard off the ground? Okay, I lift the front, then I kick the back. Well, how does that even? How? Next thing you know, you've spent all this time wondering and trying to figure out how you can do it when you could have just jumped on a fucking skateboard, felt it out, feel how it works, and then do it. And you figured it out. And the how would show up on its own. Here's how you do it because you're on it, you're learning, you're doing it, you're going for it. And you don't give your brain the opportunity to say, oh man, I don't know. Your brain like, I don't know, big gym dog. I don't know about a handstand. I don't know. I don't know how you're going to do that. Like I went through that even with this. I'm like, I get how, but how am I going to do it? Because I don't like being upside down. How am I going to conquer that? Shut up, dude. Just do the handstand. Try it. Go work towards it. Go for it. Quit giving your brain a chance to stop you before you get to your goals. Just go for the goals. Set them and go for them. Doesn't matter how big they are. Set the goal and go for it. Don't worry about how. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your emotion. Just go.
Yeah, and knowledge without action is useless. You know what I mean?
It ain't shit.
You can sit there and read and watch videos and how to do things or whatever, but if you don't ever do anything, then nothing's ever going to happen at the end of the day.
I could have spent the last 3 weeks reading that sweet book you got me about handstands and watching all these YouTube videos and all this stuff and wait till my 30 days trying to figure out how to do one. And then I go try to get on my hands and I'm like, okay, well, I just, there's no way. I figured out how technically I think I did, but I can't do it because my balance isn't right. My core is not there. I've never felt it. I've never actually tried. Just go do it.
Yeah. The how's in the action.
Yep.
Deep how. The deep how.
So Phuk Hau, Phukhau. I've got it on my vision board. I got it on my wall at work. And dude actually sells like t-shirts and hoodies and stuff. I got one in my cart. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. But I love it, man. Again, Thatch Win. It's spelled like Nugent, but I'd give him a follow on Instagram if you're looking for a little bit of motivation. He's like always fired up on there and just like
super positive guy.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's awesome. So I'd give him a follow, but that's Phuk Hau. I've been using that for the last few weeks, thinking about it, and I love it. I think it's super powerful.
For sure. What else you got, man? Anything?
Man, I got nothing else. Well, actually, let me hit you with a quick little tidbit from Meditations, Marcus Aurelius, that I'm reading. So it starts off with him going through things he's learned from all these different people. So, for example, from my grandfather Verus, I learned good morals and the government of my temper. From the reputation and remembrance of my father, modesty and a manly character. And he goes on and on about all of these different people. But there's a paragraph about what he learned from his governor that I thought was really good. From my governor, to be neither of the green nor of the blue party at the games in the circus, nor a partisan either of Parmularius or the Scutarius at the gladiators' fights. So basically, remaining in the middle, remaining able to change, not totally committing to one side or one thing, because you need to have an open mind and the ability to go back and forth. From him too, I learned endurance of labor and to want little, which obviously that's always a great one. You need to want. You don't need to want. Things you don't really have. Just understanding what you actually need. To work with my own hands, not to meddle with other people's affairs, and not to be ready to listen to slander. The last part I really liked, because like how often through your day do people come to you and are like, man, so and so did this and that, they suck, I can't stand them. Like, why even entertain that? Why let that negativity just slap you right in the face and go in your brain and make you start thinking like that about people and about that person, tainting your perception of that person? Why even entertain it? You can totally excuse yourself and be like, man, I know you don't really like her, or you don't really like Joe Schmo from Department ABC. And I really hope you guys get that figured out. And then, you know, just keep it moving. You don't got to entertain all that nonsense.
Yeah, what a waste of energy. That I have like zero patience for that kind of thing, dude. Like, if you want to come at me and complain about something or someone else, like you got the wrong guy, man. Keep it moving.
Absolutely. When people start talking to me like that, I'm like, get out of here. I can't even stand it hearing it. But anyway, so that's only like, that's the fourth paragraph in the book, man. Obviously packing in some powerful stuff. So not a very big book at all. I'm taking my time with this one because there's a lot in here that's really, really good. You kind of got to unpack it a little bit.
Pack it up, pack it in.
Let me begin. So that's all I got, bro.
Yeah, I think that's it for me. I haven't really dove into my new book yet, which is the Claim Your Power book. But so hopefully next time around I'll have a little bit of update on that and see what that one's all about. Looks pretty promising.
We'll give a bigger update on the next book update on the next one, definitely for both of us. And that's it, man. Thanks again, everybody, for the listens, the follows, the likes, the shares. You guys are incredible. Please remember, go like, comment, share the Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Join the Grow Your Brain group, little members only group on Facebook. We talk about it every week. We post some exclusive stuff in there that we don't just post on the regular Mindset page. So go join that bad boy. If you're friggin' cool enough, we'll let you in. And then keep commenting, keep interacting with us. It is awesome. You know what I had somebody say to me today? Matter of fact, I had somebody say he got a book that he wanted to read. He was like inspired a little bit to read a book from listening to us. And he was like, yeah, you know, I posted a picture of it and I was going to like tag you guys, but I didn't know if like, should I? And I was going to like put your hashtag, but I didn't know, like, what would you say to that?
Why? Don't even ask that question. Just do it. We love that for sure.
And tag me, dude. Jesus. You know what I mean? Tag us.
Tag everybody. Tag the world. Tag your mom if you want.
Tag your mama, your baby mama, the dude who cleans your pool. If you don't got a pool, tag the dude who has a pool, and then the dude who cleans his pool. You know what I mean? Just people who got pools getting tagged. That's the new thing. But yeah, tag us and stuff. We love it. And then we will share it on our page. So all that. Keep interacting. You guys are incredible. We're flying with the downloads. So keep them coming. And, you know, I guess if I had to tell you something, I would tell you to grow your brain a little bit.
That's it. Stay productive and get shit done.